Aha! I see there are 5 participants on board already. Hello and welcome. MCO 3.0 Chit-Chat session. Nothing really planned. So if you got any questions, please go right ahead. If not, I need to do a couple of shout out. I want to say a really big thank you to Ken at Kenzone. He actually got me. He got my wagon sorted for me. As you all know, I actually got the rear seat rewrapped, but when I sent it in, it MCO 3.0, came into effect, and I couldn't go get the car back. So basically, what Ken did was he sorted out the whole car for me, and I paid him online, and I got it all done. So thank you so much to Ken for that. Also, a big shout out to Ake. I think he's watching, but he's not going to say anything because he's very shy. But Sifu Ake, thank you very much for taking care of my Pajero. It's at his place right now, and he's got approval letters to actually work on the car. But he's being very cautious because you don't want to stir up the pot too much. So Dragonfly and Johan, hey, you're already here. Thank you. Agne, hello. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Baymax, Stibben, Mitesh, hi Chris. Yeah, you were watching Thomas cleaning up his Mini just now. What a beautiful car. Yeah, I said hi to you there as well. Matthew, Henry, Benson, Dragonfly, username. Hi sir. Okay, I only got you as username. So Ban Chuan To has already got the first question. Bro, what's the damages to date for the brick wagon? Well, interesting question. I just got the brick wagon back from the seat wrap. The seat wrap just for the rear seat was 500 ringgit, which well, yeah, I mean, all things considered, that if you just hold 500 ringgit, it's a lot of money, but the workmanship that they did was really excellent. I'm very, very happy. So yeah, so Matthew, hi, yes, Henry Benson. So 500 bucks for the rear seat rewrap, but they also added more padding to it, so the back seat's like new, and it still tumbles forward and folds. So I still got all that space. They didn't mess that up, which I was a bit worried about that they were going to mess up the mechanism because it's all mechanical. It's a bunch of levers that you have to pull and push, and then the seat tumbles forward. The base of the rear seat actually goes like this, then the back of the rear seat goes like that, and that's why you've got so much space in the brick wagon. Yeah. Hi, Muhammad Ibrahim and Muhammad Zamir Azman. Hi, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Can Singaporeans buy a car in Malaysia? Good question. I'm not sure. Somebody maybe here can answer, but no, I'm not sure about that. I'm not even going to guess. You might want to check with somebody else. Hi, Thomas. Thank you for joining. And Amirul, hey, my biker buddy. Amirul, I haven't seen for a very, very long time. It's been a long time since we've gone riding. It's been a long time since we've attended any bike launch. So actually, Amirul, I went riding the other day just around my block because you can't go more than 10-kilometer radius, and I felt like a newbie. Really, I really need to go riding to relearn the skill of riding. Forward to that. Johan wants to shout out as well. Hi, Jensen. Thank you for joining. I need to scroll up a little bit. You guys are very fast. How do you all type so fast? NYC. Hello. Yes. I think I've said hello to everybody up to Muhammad Ibrahim. Hi again, bro. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, Roshan, hello. Hi. Thank you for joining. Yep. Mitesh Thomas is here as well. Username is asking, is the Hyundai / Inocom? Sorry, I just lost it because there was a bunch of If I miss your comment or your question, please type it again because this thing scrolls. Yeah, it's a live scroll, so I might actually miss it. Yeah. So Hyundai Inocom gets, yes, I like that car. It's a good runaround, very much. I reviewed it and I called it a super mini because it looks like a super mini. So yeah, I think you should check it out. If it's, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what car to buy, but if you like it, by all means, please go and check it out. Take it for a test drive. Of course, they're not new anymore, so whoever's selling it, when it comes to test drives with private sellers, yeah, they can't just give you the car and let you run away. You need to leave something behind because you never know. They don't know you. You might run away with their car. So normally I would leave my license with them because I'm just going around the block. If I get stopped by the cops, I can just say, please follow me. My license is with the guy I'm trying to buy this car. So yeah, you need to give them some kind of guarantee before you drive away with their car. Hi, Gary and Roshan. Yes. Saravanan. Hi. Hello. Okay, nice. What about the paint work? What did it cost? Okay, let me get this out of the way straight away. Yeah, when it comes to paint work, it all depends on one thing: the size of the car, the work that's going to be required before they can paint the car. Don't forget, they're not just going to like take your car, put it there, cover the glass with newspaper, and then just spray your car. Okay, there's a lot of prep work that goes into spraying a car before they can paint it. So cost will always depend on one thing, the size of the car, because yeah, I mean, if the car is bigger, they're going to use more. Okay, and it also depends on the work that's going to be done before that. Sometimes it's a lot of work. Like for example, the Saga. You remember the Saga of the Saga? Okay, it looked okay to me. The paint looked fine, but they found so much before they could paint the car to fix that. The price definitely will go up for sure. It all depends on the size of the car and how much work that gets done on the car. The brake wagon was about $2,500, which I think is still very, very worth it for all the work that went in to rectify the previous paint job. Yeah, so it was very, very worth it. Okay, Siva, hello. When will you get a drop the excuse me? Excuse me, please. I'm baking powder, Siva. Have you not been following? Please go and check out my playlist. I have a drop the top, and it's called a Fiat Punto. Okay, so I'm scrolling back up again. Jaganathan, hello, and Firdaus, hey, Firdaus is here. Hi, bro. Firdaus always comments on my videos, so thank you. Bluish blue black. Hey man, what's up? Hi Henry. I have been rationing my friend on getting an Alfa Romeo 156 with the Busso 2.5 V6. That's the one to get. That's good rationing. Should he get one? Yes, definitely. And he's afraid of parts and maintenance and costs and stuff like that. In that case, don't buy an Alfa Romeo. Please go and buy a Nissan Sunny. Alfa Romeos, you need to love the car and you need to expect things to go wrong. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, okay? So yes, and that's coming from somebody who's owned about 7 or 8 Alfa Romeos already, and I still love them. So you really, really have to have passion for the brand, yeah, and for the car. So be very careful what you're getting into. A friend of mine actually went and bought petrol to set his Alfa Romeo on fire, and I talked him out of it. True story. Hi, Anthony and Yudesh. Yes, hi, Yudesh. Thank you for commenting just now. Something's wrong with my mouse. Here we go. Answer me this. Why is the plural... never mind. I lost my train of thought. Plural of mouse, the only time you can use mouses is when you're referring to this. Yeah, otherwise it's mice. So if you have a whole bunch of this, it's not mice, it's mouses. Something you learn every day. There we go. Thayalan, hello. I'm trying to say hello to everybody here. Farid, hello. Hi, Con. Hey, Con Walian in the house. What's up, Tung? Hello. So, what's the average cost of tinting at Procast? It depends on the tint that you get, and if you're going to do the whole car or just the front, I normally go, as you know, 50% all around, and a heat shield kind of tint at the front, and 8 inches of black strip on top. Runs about $400, and it's very good. They've done all my cars, and I don't have even a little bit of peeling or bubbling or anything like that. Okay, moving along. Okay, like I said, if I miss your question, please type it again, yeah? Because it's scrolling very fast now, and my mouse is not in the back. Johan is asking if Thomas will swap his Mini with your Vitara. That Mini for your Vitara. Interesting. I think you better PM Thomas. Kuala Lumpur is saying hello. Oh, hello, Kuala Lumpur. Sorry, I cannot visit you because I'm in PJ. Derek, hey, what's up? Muhammad Zamir, hello. Sorry, Johan, I like your Vitara, but no. There's your answer right there. Hi, Kamel, how are you? And who else is here? I've got 69 people online. How nice. Elvin, hello. And Jas, hello, Jas. Chris thinks he's going to keep in mind for a beginner who want to own cars before the What? Okay, sorry, Johan. I don't answer your question. If you're going to kacau me, kacau with proper English, okay? Oh, could not fired already. Hi, Ken. How's it going? Really love your videos, especially the Rock and Roller SE. The Rock and Roller. Rock and Roll has been sold to Justin, a friend of mine. But yes, I still have the Sentra. Yes, I still have the Sentra. Hello, BK Tan. How's it going? Just E46. Just stay away from the 318i twin 2.0 Valvetronic. That's advice from Con. Yeah. So there you go. Any small CC engine van that you like? Yeah, I love the Light Ace. I love the Light Ace and also the Venet C22. I almost got a Venet actually. Or was it a Light Ace? I don't know. I was looking at vans for a while. Bobby is here. Hey, Bobby, what's up? I am Bobby. Who don't know you, bro? Hi, Rasjiv. Hi, Rasjiv. And Jahao. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Stay healthy. Thank you, bro. Eric, hello. Yes, Anthony, Bobby is here. If you can bring any brand to Malaysia, what would it be? Oh, that's a very good question. If I could bring or bring back, I wish Alfa Romeo would come back. So sad about Alfa Romeo has not been able to find a proper distributor just yet. I think there were talks, but excuse me, I need to drink. And it's only water, so boring. Bobby's asking me, can I ask how to fit a V10 BMW engine into my 6? I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Hi, Amirul. How's it going? Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all the comments that every single one, every single video, you're one of the first to always comment. Adli, hello Chris. Salam dari Sarawak. Hey, salam bro. How's it going? Semoga sehat daripada COVID-19. Yes, and you too. Yeah, Bobby is always crazy about Alfa Romeo, but he's never owned one. He's got a nice Fiat 127, but he hasn't owned one. He wants to put a Busso V6 in that Fiat 127. Yes. Okay, are you planning to restore a Land Rover Defender? I thought about it. I really did, but they're horrendously expensive to buy, even in crap condition. I don't know if I'm brave enough yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Hello, Ahmad Irfan. How's it going? Okay, moving along. Crack on. This Dragonfly, I was just... Rimbunan Kazana, what's up, bro? How's it going? Okay, hey, Chris, any upcoming projects? Jom right after PKP, for sure, bro. Amirul, it's not a want, it's a need. Now I need to get back on my bike. Like I said, when I was going around the block the other day, I felt like a newbie, really. Horrible. I've lost. This message was hell for review. I'll read it to you. Bobby Ang says, your voice is so sexy. I hope I can rub my face against it. Okay, I cannot continue. And YouTube actually held this for review. That's how fast they are. I don't know. This YouTube AI is damn. I've just allowed it to be shown. So, okay, moving along. You planning to buy a Suprema? No, man. No, I'm not planning to buy a Suprema. I tell you, if it's any other Proton that I'm thinking about buying, it's probably going to be another Satria. But I want the 1.6. Since I already had the 1.3, I want the 1.6 manual. And a Satria 1.6 manual is very, very hard to get. Gunting Boy is here. Isaac, how's it going? Yes, you can run, but you cannot hide. I know who's the Gunting Boy now already. Mithran, hello. Baldwin, hello, Baldwin. How's it going? Where's my root beer? Baldwin, the sweetheart that he is, actually brought me some root beer the other day. And you know what? The scary thing was I was just thinking about A&W root beer. Of course, because of MCO 3.0, we cannot really go out very far. We cannot gather. We cannot drink together. So he actually brought me some root beer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, Muhammad Ibrahim, I do not still have that 1.3 Satria. It was bought by one of you, actually. One of my viewers actually bought the car earlier this year. And I think he got a good deal because it's very, very, very nice. Okay, question. How do you solve your parking problem? Actually, okay, I'll be very frank, yeah. It's never in the history of since starting this channel have I had every single one of my cars at home at the same time. One of them is invariably being painted, being worked on, being restored, being refurbished, being polished, being washed. So I've never had all 12 cars at home at the same time. If I did, I probably would have a problem. I also have an old family house somewhere around here, so I can park 3 cars there. I can comfortably park about 6 where I live right now. And then the rest are invariably usually getting something done. You know, I think you saw that video the other day where I actually swapped one car for another at Arcade's place in Aradam. That happens. And you know what? Once the Pajero is ready, another one of these cars out here, it's rare that all my cars are at home at the same time. So I don't have a parking problem yet. But I think because of MCO, I'm going to slow down on the buying, because there's still cars out there that I currently own that I'm not even done with. So yeah, there we go. Elvin is asking, what is my pick, a Mazda CX-5 or an X70? Well, like I said, I'll never tell you which car you should buy. If you like those two, please go and test drive both of them, and then you decide, because face it, you're buying it, you're going to be paying for it, you're going to be living with it, not me. So if I'm not even really considering those two cars, and even if I were, I would buy something used, and I did. I bought a Pajero. So yeah, I'm not going to pick. So you're going to have to pick. It's up to you. Let's see, any other questions here? So, okay, hang on a second, yeah? I need to do a very quick shout out. Any of you from Penang watching? Because if you are, I'm insanely jealous. Not because Penang is my hometown, which it actually is. So I want to tell you all about my cousin's place called Gatwick. And you look it up on Facebook and Google search, Facebook especially. It's called Gatwick. And I'm going to try and find it for you now, live. I'm going to try and find it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. 1337, okay. Go check out my cousin's cafe, Gatwick by 1337. That's what it is. This was started up by my, I'm sorry, it's kind of reversed now, yeah. So this was started by my cousin. If you remember my cousin, I reviewed his Z4, the white Z4, and I told you guys, once you've made it in life and you're happy and everything, get yourself a Z4. Well, he upgraded his Z4 to a beautiful E300 coupe cabriolet, and he's also the one that owns the M3 30 Yara, the 30th anniversary M3. He started this cafe, and he serves amazing coffee as well as chili dogs. And I love chili dogs. If you guys are fans of A&W, you know they've got the Coney dog. My cousin's got chili dogs, and they are to die for. So Gatwick by 1337 is at number 2. Gat Lebuh Melayu, Georgetown in Penang. They do delivery. You can actually, because it's MCO, they actually can deliver for free their hot dogs, their chili dogs, and coffee and stuff. Or the coffee. You got to try the coffee. Speaking of coffee, if you're in Juru Auto City, drop by Chu Yang's place. It's called Drop the Top, Western Circle, Drop the Top in Juru Auto City. He serves amazing coffee as well. So you might want to take down this number, because he delivers, and the delivery number is 014. I'll type it in. Hang on. I hope I didn't just cancel myself. So I'm doing the shout out for my cousin, because his coffee and his chili dogs are amazing. 014 234. Oh gosh, I'm numerically dyslexic, and I always see numbers jumbled up. 234, of course, 1337. You know why 1337? I said, of course. It's because he has 2 cars, which I'm insanely jealous of, both with the number plate 1337. And I've never asked him why 1337, but that number seems to appeal to him. And so both of his cars are 1337. So if you see a car number plate out there, if it's a cabriolet, Mercedes E300, or the M330 Yara, which is extremely hard to miss, with the number plate 1337, that's his car. And these are the chili dogs. Oh, God. I know I just had dinner and I'm already getting hungry looking at this. This is amazing. Look at that. And it comes in this really cute little box with a cat on it. Yeah, my cousin's got a thing for cats, I think. So yeah, people in Penang, if you are a chili dog fan or a coffee fan, you got to check out my cousin's place, yeah? And if you drop by there, tell him I said hi. So, okay, moving along. Wow, so many already. Sorry, there's a lot here. Okay. Is asking about a Daihatsu Feroza. I shortlisted a Daihatsu Feroza, and I also shortlisted a Daihatsu Rocky before I bought the Pajero. The Pajero was also on the shortlist. I didn't shout out the shortlist because I wanted the Pajero to be a surprise. The reason I bought it was because I've got too many cars. I wanted something different where I could go off-road and do off-road videos, and then MCO hit, so I only managed to do one. Thankfully, I shot a lot of stuff, so go check out the playlists, because there's a second video with lost footage of 4x4 stuff, which, so definitely go check it out. But the Feroza is very, very nice. And it's smaller, of course, than the Pajero. So it should be easier to, maneuver and park and stuff like that. Okay, Toyota Sierra. Hong is asking about a Toyota Sierra. I've always loved that car, but something scary about the car. Think about it. If it lands on its roof, there's no way you're getting out because the doors open. The doors open. That's the roof. The doors open like that. Yeah, so you're gonna have to kick your your windshield in to get out. But very, very futuristic looking car. I mean, for something that's 2 decades old, amazing. Okay, what are my thoughts on the Sanyong Rexton Diesel 2.9? I actually shortlisted one, and it was going for only 8,000 ringgit, Anthony. 8,000, and it looked in amazing condition. Then I had a word with Ken of Kenzone about that, and his first reaction was no. So I think it's something to do with reliability and parts and stuff like that. But I bought a Pajero instead. So yeah, that was actually, I did shortlist quite a few. And you're planning to get a Kawasaki Vulcan S, Kenneth. Well done. Well done. Good. That's the 800 Vulcan is a very, very good bike. Is the Preve any good? I like the Preve. There's one blue one running around my area. It's slightly lowered with slightly bigger rims. It looks very nice. But again, it comes from that time when Proton was, okay, before Geely, yeah. That time quality and the materials being used were not really that great. So I don't know how well they fared. I have not sat in a Proton Preve in a very, very long time. When they were new, they looked great, but I don't know how well it has aged in terms of their component quality. Yeah, Putra, definitely. I would go for the manual. Yeah, if anybody who buys a Putra Auto is asking for a butt kicking because that car needs to be a manual, not an auto, because they never had a Satria GTI auto. You remember? They had a Putra Auto, but they never had a Satria GTI auto. So that car needs 3 pedals. Okay, moving along. Hi, Cass. Hello. Hey. So I should have said good evening, ladies and gentlemen, because Cass is here. Thank you, Cass, for joining. Yes, she is agreeing with me. Buy the Vulcan S. It's very nice. Yep. My Katana, is it capable of going touring? Any plans? Yes, actually. As you know, I'm getting on in the years, and the Katana riding position is very, very extreme, very much leaning forward. And I realized every time I got off the bike, my back was starting to hurt. Yeah, this is age, okay? Don't make fun because you're all gonna get there. So what I did was I actually got the handlebars of a different Suzuki and I put them on the Katana, and now my riding position is very upright. In fact, it's a bit too upright. It's almost like an easy rider. It's almost like a chopper. I'm sitting like this, but it's so comfortable now. It just looks damn weird. So I might swap those for a straight bar, and then I'll be able to ride it long distance. I actually have a long distance bike. It's my Domina D400, which I bought after watching this incredible review by this guy called Chris Wee. He reviewed this bike, and he loved it so much that he actually bought one. Yeah, I'm speaking about myself in the third person. Good Lord. Okay, moving along. Bobby saying, buy the Fodo Satria that... Fodo Satria. Is that for real? Nah, I don't think so. I think that's one of Theophilus's renderings. Okay. Yeah, Zamir is saying his dad's 2003 Kanchel is still going strong. I'm not surprised. Don't forget, most of those cars, even my Saga, were more Japanese than they were Malaysian when they first came in. In fact, I think my very first Saga, the Saga Mega Valve, the rubber mats were the only things that were made by Proton. The rest was all Mitsubishi, so never mind. Oh, the Flying Hedgehog is here. Hey, bud, how's it going? Haven't seen you for a long time. Okay. Hi, Diong. How's it going? Okay. A lot of... Okay. Moving along. Ashwin Raj, where was the best European... Oh, gosh, what a question. What a great question. Where was the best European roads you have driven on? And what was I driving? Bobby, Con, and I were just talking about it the other day. One of the best drives I've ever had was in Italy with the Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano. Now, if you remember, the 599 GTB Fiorano was actually named after the test track at at Ferrari's factory called the Fiorano test track. And we got to drive on the track, and then they let us loose in the countryside with the car. Just this is how they did it. It was like, here's your road book, here are the keys, see you at 5 o'clock, bye. And they just give you the car and go. And back then, no GPS, no Waze, nothing. It was a road book. I actually had to read this directions or where to go to not get lost. But of course, I got lost like 3 or 4 times. But it was one of the best driving roads. I mean, Italy, they make beautiful cars. They have beautiful roads to drive. So yeah, that's still one of the best. One of the best. That many. Okay. Hey, Chris. Sorry I'm late. Darren, it's okay, man. As long as you're here, that's wonderful. Samad is asking, have I thought about the latest Kia Sportage? No, not at all. Sorry. Not a fan. Not a fan. To me, why did I buy the Pajero? It's also because it was one of the earlier SUVs. They were not even called SUVs back then. But I needed it. I wanted it because it could be used on the road. It could be used off-road. It's really a two-in-one car. A lot of latter-day SUVs. Now, I'm not saying they're bad, but car manufacturers have come to realize that a vast majority, maybe 95 to 99% of their SUV buyers, they like the SUV shape, they like the SUV ride height, they like the SUV feel, but they're not going to go off-road. And they realize that if people really wanted to go off-road, they buy a truck, they buy a pickup truck. So SUVs today are more for the urban jungle. That's the best way I can put it. They are vehicles that are made for the city, but have the capability occasionally to go on a very light off-road trail. Whereas cars like the Pajero, which I bought, were made for the off-road, but with very good small town capability. So you could use it on road comfortably to an extent, but it was made for the off-road. So that's where the paradigm shift happened. Back then, they were made more for the off-road and you can use it on road if you wanted to. Now they're made for on the road, and you can use it off-road if you want to. I hope you get what I mean. Bakri is here. Hello. One is with me. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. Yes, Buck is using my Sentra because he missed it, so I decided to lend it to him again. MCO, I can't really drive anywhere anyway, so it's great that somebody's actually using one of my cars. So yeah, I'm trying to devil him into buying it, actually. It's very important who buys my cars. It's not just how much that I sell it for. I've actually sold cars for a loss if I know they're going to a good home. So I'm trying to convince Bakri to buy my car, to buy the Sentra, because he used to have a Corolla SE, and I know he misses it really, really badly. So yeah, that would be a Corolla SE 1.6, which he used to race, by the way, in GRA. So yeah. Buy my Sentra, bro. No regrets. YOLO. You only live once. Life's too short to drive boring cars. Okay, moving along. What new car would I buy? Wow, that's a good question. If I were to buy a new car, what new car would I buy? I buy a Myvi, and then I'll go and chase all my friends because they will lose. Myvi's king. Okay, sorry. Okay, I've completely lost everybody. Hang on. Okay, keep going. Okay, got one here. Yep, I went to Gatwick to get the coffee. Well done, Roshan. I'm very jealous. Yeah, so on behalf of my cousin, well done. Good. Yeah. So Penang people, please go and visit Gatwick and have their coffee and a chili dog, and then think of me when you're eating it, because my own cousin, his own place, and I've not managed to eat just yet. So BMW K5, hi Chris, it's been a pleasure reading. Oh, thank you. And watching your contributions to the Malaysian motoring industry. What's your vision of the Malaysian motoring industry? Oh, that's a loaded question. We were this close to becoming the central hub, the regional hub for motoring and in this area, and we lost out to Thailand. So yeah, it's a bit of a sore point. It's a big, long story. Too long for this, because I'm going to try and keep it till midnight. And because the last time we went more than 2 hours, and people were like saying, you crazy. Hon Sing Ma, you're Penang also? Penang boy, man. Yeah, come sia. Thank you. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say in Hokkien. Okay, Asrul Hadi is asking, hey Chris, if you come to Pontian next time, do tell us on Instagram. I really want to. Oh yes, I remember. If you guys go to my Instagram and you scroll down a little bit, there's a photo of my Waja and Johan's Vitara. That was when we were in Pontian. And after I posted it, and I got home and I posted it, and somebody said, next time you're here, please let me know. I guess it was you. Yeah, for sure. We'll do, man. Definitely. Thivendran is asking, can a Rolls-Royce V12 engine fit with my Velfire? Can. You don't have to. You can't put any more seats in it. It's gonna be a rear engine, but yeah, can. You got the time. People got the sorry. You've got the money. People got the time to do it for you. Right. Derek is asking, which is easier to come by for parts, Ford Laser or the Sentra? Definitely. Wait, let me just qualify this. Yeah, the Ford Laser 1.6 hatchback, which I have, or the Sentra 1.6 B13. Definitely the Ford Laser. Definitely Ford Laser. It's been a nightmare actually getting parts for the Sentra. One thing I've still not found after a year are the door rubbers for the inside of the door, where the this is the window and this is the door. The little strip of rubber here has been impossible to find. In fact, it took me more than 6 months to even find the aircon vents. So if you're gonna buy a Sentra, anybody out there, not just you, Derek, if you're gonna buy a Sentra, make sure you buy one that is as in best condition and most complete as possible, because getting parts for it later, it's going to be very difficult. Overhauling the engine was not difficult at all. In fact, that was quite easy. It's trying to find trim parts for that car, which is proving very difficult. It's actually even harder to find trim parts for that car than it was for my brick wagon. So yeah, that's how bad it is. So yeah, I think when they were being used as Genting taxis, a lot of parts were bought up, and then they stopped producing the cars, so parts were stopped being brought in. So one option I have is actually one of my viewers got in touch with me. Thank you for your email. I'm sorry I haven't had time to reply it. One of them actually got in touch with me saying he's got a Sentra for sale at $3,000, but the air conditioning doesn't work, and a whole bunch of other things doesn't work. I might buy it from him just to keep it as a spare parts car. Really, wow, that's how bad it is. So now I'm back to my right at the bottom here, where I actually commented on the, okay. Aha, Eric is saying 1337 is leet. Okay. What the hell is leet? Come on. I'm not up to date with these terms. Would I be interested in an Isuzu Piazza? That's very interesting. Isuzu Piazza. Did you guys know about the Isuzu Piazza? And yes, they were actually being sold in Malaysia, because I do remember seeing that car here. The Isuzu Piazza is unbelievable. When Isuzu was actually making cars rather than just trucks. Isuzu is known just for trucks now. But yeah, they made cars. They also had an Isuzu JJ. I don't know if you remember that one or not. But let's take a look. Isuzu Piazza. Here we go. The Isuzu Piazza was unlike anything you would possibly imagine that could come from Isuzu. I mean, if you've never seen it before, prepare to have your mind blown. That is an Isuzu Piazza. Unbelievable, right? From a truck company, they made cars like this. And okay, if you want to ask me what car is going to be most difficult to restore, it's probably going to be one of these, because they are impossible to find now. So yeah, mind blown or not, Isuzu Piazza, I wish. Oh, it's an internet slang for pro or elite. Thank you. Now I finally know. There we go. Ubi1 cannot be. Ubi1 can. That's a great username. Great username. Ubi cannot one. Ubi cannot be. Do you have a beater car for Lhasa use? It's the Sentra. Sadly, the Sentra is my hoon car, as Johan calls it. It's my hoon car because it is too fast for its own good. I kid you not, I've got 2 full-size spare tires in the boot just to give that car some weight and to keep it as much as possible on the ground instead of taking off. And that is one car that I need to have really good tires on, because it's so light. And the one time that I took it up Genting Highlands after I got the overhaul done, and I didn't record it because it was at night, and no, we were not on lockdown, it just flew. Johan was there. Derek, you were there. I think the car just flew up the hill. And it was then and only then that I realized why it was used as a Genting Highlands taxi, because it just flew up that hill like it wasn't even there, because the car is light, not because I'm a pro expert driver or anything. The car is so light. And with that fuel injected 1.6 16 valve DOHC engine, it just sang up the hill. I couldn't record it because it was at night. And I'm not going to ask you to take my word for it, because I am going to replicate that drive once MCO is over and we're allowed to travel out of town. Yeah, I will replicate that drive again. But it did do it. I needed to do that because I knew MCO was coming. So I needed to do that real quick, and it was only available to do at night. So I did it at night alone, except for two other guys. But it was just amazing, really, really amazing. So yeah, that's my Hoon beater car, which is currently away from me now, and I'm glad it's actually serving somebody better, somebody that needs it. Okay, moving along. Marcus is asking, dear Chris, oh, no need to dear me, babe. It's okay, we are friends here. Chris, how not to get cheated by a mechanic? Always envy you, got such a talented, trustworthy mechanic in your videos. You're from JB. I can't recommend any mechanics in JB, but it's you need to build a relationship with your mechanic, really. I'm not saying make him your best friend or anything. I'm not asking you to invite him to live with you, but you need to build a trust between, because mechanics, okay, workshops are not a charity, yeah? Okay, let's get that out of the way straight away. Workshops are not a charity. They need to make a profit. If not, they'll go out of business. So, and then you won't have a workshop and they won't have work. So that being said, yes, I will not deny there are unscrupulous workshops out there who will charge you an arm and a leg for stuff that you don't need done to your car. And you got to be very, very careful about that. So I would recommend you talk to your friends, watch videos like mine, and try to find a place where it's gut feeling that you can trust. Also, of course, also having a little bit of knowledge about what maybe could be wrong with your car is always helpful. One of the worst things you can do is go to an unknown mechanic and say, something's wrong with this car, I don't know what it is, please fix it, call me when it's done. There are people that actually do that because they just want their car to be fixed. They don't want the hassle of waiting in a waiting room. They don't want the hassle of spending a whole day there. So they just want it fixed and be done with. The worst thing is okay, the best case scenario, it's fixed, it's done, and you never have to see that mechanic again. But that's usually not the case. Okay, sometimes you spend thousands and thousands and thousands, and still the problem persists, and that does definitely happen. So get a second opinion. Maybe that's the best thing I can do. Advise you to get a second opinion and talk to friends who have similar vehicles or similar problems with their vehicle, and try to get them to recommend some place that they've gone to that they've been very happy with the service, very happy with the results. And that's the best thing you can do, because let's put it this way, none of us, except for maybe Buck, who's watching this, who's got my Sentra, are mechanical engineers. Okay, we don't have a degree in mechanical engineering, so it's very easy to be taken for a ride. It really is. And it's over the years I've actually had to go to many mechanics. There's some that I've gone to and I'll never go back again because I knew immediately what had happened. So I'm not going to name them. Don't ask me to name them. Yeah, but I'm very happy so far with the work I get done at Kenzone. Okay, because Kenzone, and no, I don't own any shares there. Yeah, tell you right now, I don't own any shares there whatsoever. I'm just a regular customer who happens to have 12 cars, and that's why I'm a regular customer. And I have noticed one very good thing about them is that they are proper mechanics. They actually try to fix something before they have to change the part, because a lot of mechanics out there, a lot of workshops out there are parts replacers these days. Yeah, they just replace parts. They think something's not working, they replace it, hoping via trial and error that by replacing all these parts, it will solve the problem. Whereas what has happened at Kenzone is that I've actually seen them take out the part, inspect it, open it up. That's why. Just one thing inside needed to be changed, and it was fine. Only at the very last resort, if like the whole thing is burnt to a crisp, yeah, then they will change it. So that's why. And that's why I recommend going there, because I've always had very good experiences there. And it's not because I'm making these videos, and it's not because sometimes I don't make videos on all the cars that they do for me, and they still come back really good. So yeah, just listen to your friends, listen to your gut. If your gut is telling you that something's not right, maybe something's not right. Okay, I've got to get down here. Okay, username is saying, Shout out to Chris, amazing content, my favorite channel of the year. Thank you so much. Learned a lot of car repair, maintenance stuff, even though I'm not into restoration. Love seeing all those classics coming back to life. Me too. I love seeing old cars coming back to life. I'll give you an example. The Savvy, it was almost towed to a scrapyard. The Savvy was 2 days away from being towed to a scrapyard, and I actually told Ken, look, just offer the the owner, I will buy this car from him. I can't afford much, and I really couldn't at the time, and I'll take it and I'll restore it. And he agreed. So I'm really happy about that. Maybe at the back of his mind, he was also not really didn't want to send it to a scrapyard, but he agreed, and I bought the car and I brought it back to life, and now it's living happily in Penang. So yeah, I love seeing that happen. Really do. Same thing has happened for the Mitsubishi Galant Super Touring, the Corolla SE, the E36 318i, my E30. Wow, so many have found really, really good homes, and I'm very, very happy about that. Very happy. So yeah, I'm not doing this as a business. Okay, I don't have crispy used cars shop somewhere. I don't really. I do it up. You like it? Make me a decent offer, and if I know you're gonna give it a good home, really, we can talk. Really. Okay. Let's see. Adil is asking. Oh, sorry. Adli is asking, what's my opinion on the Proton Gen 2? Don't ask. Oh, please don't ask. I hope that car won't make you angry, because I know you're very angry about the previous video. Yeah, the Proton I hated the most. Okay, again, the Gen 2 comes from a time when Proton were not at their best, and that's the best way I can put it. Okay. Don't want to say too much. You already know how I feel about certain cars from that era. The Gen 2, unfortunately, is one of them. And yeah, so no, I wouldn't recommend the car. It has not aged well. I'm not talking about design. Yeah, design and styling are totally subjective. It's entirely up to you whether you feel a car is good looking or not. If somebody says it's ugly and you think it's beautiful, you are both right. Okay, there's no right or wrong when it comes to design. Right. So Benson is asking, a Peugeot diesel, the GT 2.2. It's a good deal, a good deal again. But I love the 508 Sport Wagon, the SW Sport Wagon. It's amazing, and I'm very, very impressed that Nassim actually made the diesel variant their top of the line. The GT is actually the top of the line, and it's a diesel variant. So definitely worth considering. I would definitely consider that car. Yeah, I would. Okay. One piece of advice though, before you buy a car, this is what I've done in the past. Before I bought my Citroen ZX, I actually scoped around for a proper workshop that could actually fix a Citroen ZX, because there are specialists out there that know the car in and out, blindfolded. So try and find somebody who is a specialist in that car. And even the Saab 900, the gold Saab 900 that I was this close to buying, I tell you. Don't tell the seller that, but yeah, I was this close to buying that car. I actually found a Saab specialist, and I was very confident that after I bought that car, this Saab specialist would be able to take care of this car for me. So, but then I bought the Pajero. Okay, Jeff is asking, 2008 Chevy Optra 1.8 Magnum sedan. Yeah, you can buy it at 9K. Sadly, a lot of those cars, resale value has just gone plummeting. Maybe for one reason, the manufacturer is no longer represented in Malaysia. Yeah, so you will always get people asking you, where are you going to buy the parts? Where are you going to get it serviced? There are specialists out there who can service a Chevrolet. You just need to find them. Yeah, so don't be scared of buying a car and then not knowing what to do after that, because thanks to social media, you can find specialists on Facebook. You can join communities that all own this car, and learn from them, learn from their experiences, and hopefully you won't have to suffer too much. Like if you were to buy an Isuzu Piazza, where the heck are you going to get it serviced? Right, okay. Hue, hello, hi, how's it going? I'm going to scroll down here and see if I missed it. Henry is asking, okay, there's a one Alfa Romeo 2.5 V6 for 9.9K. Is it worth restoring? My friend is able to get it around for 5 or 6. No. Don't get it. Later you PM me the seller, okay? Okay, let's go. Baldwin is asking, is there any chance of getting another Alfa Romeo? Of course. Of course, there's always a chance I'll get me another Alfa Romeo. I'm always on the lookout. You know what I would really like? I would really, really like an Alfa Sud. But sadly, if you think Alfa Romeo, old classic Alfa Romeos are rust buckets, the Alfa Sud leads the way in terms of being a rust bucket. So if you see a pristine Alfa Sud running on the road, it is an obligation to roll down your window, go side by side, give him a thumbs up, and salute. Because to keep an Alfa Sud from rusting into the ground is damn near impossible. So yeah, definitely. Can Dylan hire me so I can go work in Penang for him? Bobby, yes. I'm sure my cousin would love to hire you. Then you can go to Gatwick by 13:37 and have all the chili dogs and coffee that you could possibly want. And then take a nice drive to Juru Auto City and have a second coffee at Chu Yang's place. I miss his coffee. Very, very nice. And if it wasn't for this MCO, I would be in Penang weekly having my cousin's coffee and chili dogs. Yeah. Anthony, my little brother here, is asking, 2014 Audi Q5 2.0 at 82K, is it any good? My mom really wants to get it. If your mom really wants to get it, it is your obligation and your duty as her son to make sure she gets it. That's what I'm going to say for that. Like I've always said, Anthony, if you have the means, by all means. Krakon is asking, what's the worst car you have ever driven? That's a very good question. What's the worst car I have ever driven? The answer might surprise you, actually. And I hope you're listening, because the worst car I've ever driven was actually one of my dream cars. Yeah. So you know how they say you should never meet your heroes? Mm-hmm. So this dream car of mine was actually owned by people like Clark Gable, Hollywood celebrities, dignitaries, royalty owned this car. And during a Mercedes test drive overseas, they actually brought some of their examples, their more pristine examples from the Mercedes-Benz Museum, which, by the way, if you're ever in Germany, is a must visit. Okay, even if you're not a car freak, you must visit the Mercedes-Benz Museum, okay, in Germany. So they brought some of their classic collection. Now, these classic collections are not just museum pieces, they are actually drivable classic cars. And lo and behold, the 300 SL Gullwing was there. And yes, I drove it. And yes, it was amazing to look at. It was amazing to be in. But when I drove it, I nearly crashed twice because it was the most horrible car I've ever driven in my life. For example, I mean, if you weren't with us a few nights ago at Bobby and Con, I told them the same thing. Once you put those Gullwings down, my head was against the glass like this. So I had to drive the entire way like this. So there's my vision all gone already. To get into the car, the steering wheel actually pivots up so you can get in. And then once you put the steering wheel back down, you can't get out. The seats are non-adjustable. I have no idea how Clark Gable, who apparently was 6'6", I'm 6'2", I have no idea how he drove it. Maybe he never drove it. Maybe he just bought it and parked it in his house, because the whole way I was thinking, please, for one thing, don't let me crash. Second thing is, how on earth anybody drove that car? It was horrible. It was horrible to drive, but it's so beautiful. And would I want to own one? Absolutely yes. And that's why I'm terrified of ever driving a Lamborghini Countach, because I had a poster of the Lamborghini Countach. I'm sure many of you might have had a poster of a Lamborghini Countach if you were born in the 60s or 70s. And that's why I'm terrified of driving a Lamborghini Countach. Thank God I've not been able to drive a Lamborghini Countach, because I'm sure it would be horrible. So they always say never meet your heroes, and those cars are my heroes. I've met one of them, and now I'm terrified to meet the others. So if you own a Lamborghini Countach, please don't invite me to drive it, okay? Let it be my hero car. Let it be something that is unattainable, something made of unobtainium, and let it just be something that I aspire to own someday and never drive, because by then probably I won't be able to drive anyway. So, okay, moving along here. Sorry, I'm taking a bit of time to answer your questions, because for one thing, I appreciate all of you, all 135 of you. 32, sorry, 3 people just left. Sorry, it's because I didn't answer your question. I appreciate all of you so much. You have no idea. I'm really, really appreciated that you always come to my channel and you comment and you watch my videos, even though sometimes they are ridiculous. right? But yeah, I'm going to try and get through all of them here. But oh, here we go. My mouse is playing tricks on me again. Here we go. Have I ever thought of getting another Honda Accord, Derek? Like the 1981 1.6 manual, the first generation? Yes, I have thought about it. Your late dad used to have one in the 80s before he upgraded to a Mazda 626. My dad had a Mazda 626 in the 90s as well. I think a lot of dads had a Mazda 626. I'll tell you why. It was a very, very popular company car. A lot of people had them as a company car. So yeah, a first generation Honda Accord with the 4 round headlights and that weird little trim that goes on top of the bumper. Yeah, I would love to get one of those someday. Let's see. Laxman is asking, Chris, SVR versus Cayenne. Oh, God. Maybe you should ask Ken because he owns a Cayenne and he refuses to sell it. So, and it's cost him a lot of money to put back on the road and to restore. And he absolutely loves it and he doesn't want to sell it. So, SVR, I'm guessing Range Rover. Let me tell you something about Range Rovers. They might be affordable to buy, but you need deep pockets to actually keep one running. Yeah. Okay. you get what I mean, right? I mean, yeah. Okay. Hi, Venkatesh. Sorry. Hello. Hi. I missed a lot here because what happened was I clicked, instead of clicking on the square, I clicked on the bar and it just went, and I don't know where I've stopped. Okay. Let's see. How about the Tiara? Amirul is asking, how about the Tiara? Yes, why not? My late great friend, Ramesh Kanagasundram, who owned the Car Rejuvenation Center, we restored a lot of cars together. He passed away a few years ago. He had a Tiara and he loved it. So yes, I would definitely consider getting a Tiara for sure. Leroy Diddy, okay. What have you done, man? It's very difficult to actually scroll all through. And now I see like, okay, here we go. Hey, Chris, go for the Citroen ZX, Kenny is asking. I did. I was this close to buying the one that I recommended to Mike. Go and check out my community section. Scroll down a little bit. There's a white Citroen ZX 2.0 there. I went to actually see that car. 50-50, whether I should buy it or whether I should tell Mike about it because he was looking for a car for Isaac, his son. And I was this close to actually buying it for myself, really. I'll be honest, because I used to own a Citroen ZX and the 2-liter Vulcan. I wanted the 16-valve two-door coupe, but couldn't afford it back then. So I could finally afford a Citroen ZX 2.0 Vulcan, and I bought one since I couldn't afford the 16-valve two-door. But I loved that car, and the only reason I sold it was because I bought the Satria GTI in 1998. I was one of the first buyers, of the Satria GTI, and from 1998, and that's the only reason I sold my ZX. And I've always liked that car, so definitely something to consider for sure. But I'm getting a bit of vicarious joy from watching how Mike is doing up the car for Isaac. It's almost like I can imagine if Isaac was my son, I would want him to have a ZX, because I've always said your first car should be something manual, 3 pedals. Yeah, don't get an auto straight away. Something raw that doesn't have ABS and EBD and brake assist and traction control. It'll make you a better driver, and it will allow you to appreciate something newer later. You'll appreciate everything that comes with it a lot more than if you bought the first car with all that already. So that's just my little piece of advice. And can I restore? Okay, sorry, I clicked it again and it was. There we go. No, it's not pizza, it's piazza. Okay, Vinny. Okay, Amirul is asking or saying, Chris, long ago I want to buy an SM4 as well, but as usual, and finding it's very hard. Yes, that's true. No, it's not hard to find. It's hard to find really good ones. Yeah, and I've always said try and find the best condition one that you can, because it will save you money in the end when you have to do it up. So you bought a Civic SH4 and said, still okay, still okay. Harris is asking, Chris, can you restore a 2013 7 Series? I have to admit, I want to do it again. And I say again because Bobby will remember I had an E23 728i manual. Yes, long ago, before I started doing videos, I had an E23 728i manual. And I've always wanted to get one again because I love the shark nose design. Everybody knows I love the shark nose design. That's why I had 2 6 Series as well. The E24, one was a 635 CSI, and the other one was a very rare 633 CSI, which damn near beggared me. Yeah. So again, what if you want to buy and restore those cars? You need deep pockets, like really deep pockets. Let's see. Rasjiv is asking, hey Chris, what do you think of a first gen Z4? Yes, I don't even need to read further on. Yes, yes, it will appreciate, and the 3 liter, yeah, for sure, definitely get it. Don't even think about it, just get it. Okay, Theotel, the fudger, dude. How about a Safiro A31? Yeah, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Get the A31. The A31 is actually a lot rarer than the generations after that, the 32s and whatever, and the XMIO and Xcan. I'll get the A31, but sadly, a lot of them were bought for drifting, and a lot of them have been trashed to death. So if you can find an original condition A31, hopefully owned by some uncle who now wants something smaller, uh, get it for sure, for sure. Okay, let's move on. Did I miss anything? Okay. Mirul. Hi, Bosku. Hi, boss. What are your thoughts on the Proton Perdana V6? It was nice parking next to you last year at the Damansara meet. Oh, that was you. Oh, cool. Hello, man. How's it going? Yeah, a PV6. Why not? Just make sure it's got the gearbox oil cooler retrofitted already. Some of those cars came out without the gearbox oil cooler, and that was one of the main reasons the gearbox failed, and one of the main reasons why the PV6 has a bad reputation for gearboxes failing. Yeah, so just make sure that that's been done. All right, and if it hasn't been done, be careful of the gearbox and get it done once you bought it. Right. Ricky is asking, have you driven an E31 BMW 8 Series? Oh, no, I haven't. But again, it's one of those things where, I love that car. It's one of my hero cars. It's one of my dream cars, the 8 Series. I love the 8 Series. But I'm scared if I drive it, it's going to be horrible. And then I'm going to, my dreams will be shattered. But, something tells me that car is not going to be horrible to drive. No, not like an SL300. Right. Okay. Oh, hang on. Have I ever bought a new car? Yes. The last new car I bought was like I just mentioned, the Satria GTI. When it first came out, I was smitten by that car. And to me, it remains one of the best Proton ever made. Yeah, sorry. All present company included, I still think the Satria SGTI was one of the best cars they ever made. And sadly, no real successor. I know you're going to say there's the Neo and stuff like that, but as far as a 1.8 manual hot hatch, I mean, come on, it was so the Top Gear trio, the original Top Gear trio, loved it. And it's the only Proton they've ever loved. I mean, you all remember what they did to the, the Kalisa, right? What Clarkson did to the Kalisa. But the Satria GTI remains the only car that all three of them really liked. Believe it or not, the other one that I think it was Hammond that liked was the Wajah, which is called the Impian over there. Yeah. I'm not just saying that because I own one. Yes, I still have a Wajah. Right. Hi, Chris. Hello, Adi Wyatt, brother of Wyatt Earp. Welcome. I'm sorry. Talk among yourselves for a while. I'm just going to go through the comments here. How about a Perdua Kancil? Anas is asking to get fresh. Do you like a Kancil? You know what? The Kancil is a very good practical runaround car. But yes, I wouldn't get one because I already have a small car. I have the Daihatsu Charade. But yeah, if you're looking for something to just putter around, go around the neighborhood, something you only have to fill up the petrol tank once a year, yeah, a Kancil will be good. Not a lot, but I know some people who have actually bought the Kancil as a spare car, like how your car has a spare tire. They've actually bought the Kancil as a spare car just to keep, and you can keep it for a month and then start it up, and it'll just go and merrily go around and do what you need to do. It's especially handy for people who want to play classics and old school, be it JDM or European. Always have a spare car that you can rely on. Thankfully, mine is actually the Wajah. I can always rely on the Wajah. It's never let me down. So, and that's thanks to the Mitsubishi powertrain. My Wajah has got the Mitsubishi powertrain. So thank you, Mitsubishi. It's been an ongoing battle, fixing up the parts because they don't last very long, like I said. But it's the most reliable car. It's my old faithful, the Wajah. Okay, how many cars do I have now? Okay, Venkatesh, I have 12 cars. Yeah, okay. I just made a count before I went live because I knew somebody was going to ask. Oh, hi, Dinesh. Ong, how are you? How did I discover Kenzone? Bluish black. Okay, Kenzone used to be Benzone, Benzone, which I used to call Benzone, but many people called it Benz One because they're both spelled the same way. And it used to be in SS5 Kelana Jaya, walking distance from my house back then. And I've known these guys for the longest time, more than 10 years, easily. Ken was the chief mechanic or supervisor, foreman, however you want to call him, there at the time. And we kept in touch. And then Benzone closed down and Kenzone opened up. And now Ken was the boss. So I'm really, really happy for him because from, supervisor, foreman, suddenly you're the boss of your own workshop. And I'm always very excited for my friends when they open up new ventures. And I really always wish them the best. It's a horrible year insofar as businesses are concerned. I know you know what I'm talking about, and I will do what I can in any small way that I can to help my friends' businesses, continue during this horrible time. Hello, good evening, Stephen. How's it going? Okay, moving along. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Somebody just said the Persona Neo is a nightmare. Okay. Hi, Theban. How's it going? Inspira versus Lancer. What's the difference? Just badge engineering there. But, wait, let me just read the rest of your question. The Inspira tuned by Lotus Ride and Handling. I was just about to say that. Yes, the Proton Inspira actually had the ride and handling tweaked by Proton's own in-house team, who learned a lot from the time when they owned Lotus. Yeah, and so yeah, I wouldn't say Lotus ride and handling. I would say Proton ride and handling. There you go. Excuse me a second while I drink. Okay, Dinesh is asking, any manual car I would recommend for weekend drives, especially for manual lovers? Any manual car. And you just answered your own question. Any manual car. I mean, if you're going to use a car just for weekend drives for fun, it's got to be manual. I mean, I understand about using an auto for daily use because of our traffic conditions. It makes sense, and that's the reason why manuals are practically dying insofar as new manual cars are concerned. I totally get it. I've been caught in massive traffic jams driving one of my manual cars. I only have two that are auto now, and it was not a pleasant experience. So if it's just for Sunday drives, any manual car. Umesh, hey, how's it going? Let's see. Okay. Sean is asking, hey, Chris, what do you think of the Subaru lineups? I love them. I love the old Subarus. I really do. I'm more partial to the older ones, of course. Not to say the new ones like the XV and the Forester are bad. They're good. They're very nice. And I would definitely, if it's in your list of cars to consider, if you're going by brands, you definitely need to consider Subaru for sure. I think the one of the best test drives I had in Taiwan for the Subarus with the Forester, if I'm not mistaken. We actually took that thing off road, even though it doesn't have a 4x4 high or low, but it was really good. It was really, really good. So do go and check it out. Yeah, Moto Image, check it out. Eddie is asking, any W124 Mercedes specialist I can recommend? You know what? I hate to sound like a broken record, but go to Kenzone because I've seen a lot of 124s there. And thanks to me, they also have done a lot of my 124s. Oh, I've only had two, but they've done it very, very often. So I think they're quite familiar with that car. Okay, scrolling down here. Let's see. All right, sorry. Let me get to the bottom here. Okay, HYL, good evening. Hello, good evening. What about Benz 123? Yes. Gridish, good evening. Yes, the Benz 123, W123, no brainer, really. A friend of mine, Ken, has actually got one. He bought it cheap, and he has thus far spent about easily 20 grand on it. He can't stop because the car is so good. He just wants to keep doing great stuff to it, whereby, and he uses it daily, which is crazy. So there we go. Dylan Cheng is asking, ever needed to repair car ECU computer? What's that? Do any of my cars have an ECU computer? No. Hello, Hafiz, how's it going? Wow, the comments are coming in quick and fast. I've already missed a few. Do a lorry review. Wow, I bought a Pajero enough lah. Why you want me to do lorry some more? Laxman said Satria GTI is going up in value. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Creative Sly Fox is here. Hello, how's it going? I have an itching question. Why an old car, specifically a mid or late 70s Toyota Crown with a 2.4 diesel road? Ha ha ha. Road tax that costs almost 500. Not sure how long the period of though. If you're talking about road tax, okay, our road tax system in Malaysia needs a huge revamp. Really, it really does. It comes from a time, I'm not kidding, you're going to think I'm kidding, right? It comes from a time when it was gauged that if you have a big car with a big engine, that means you're very rich. Big CC, yeah? That means you're very rich, you pay more. We've got luxury cars out there now with 1.5 liter engines, 1,500 cc, luxury cars, Mercedes-Benzes, BMWs. And they're very expensive to buy. So you got to be, pretty well off to buy a car like that. And their road tax is as cheap as a Vios. Whereas my old W126 last time with a 2.8 liter engine from the 1980s, road tax was 1,600 ringgit a year, unless you get classic status. So again, our road tax system, it needs a huge revamp, absolutely huge revamp. You know what I think? I think Bobby is absolutely right. Bobby came up with this idea and I still can't get it out of my head because I think it's brilliant. Cars should pay road tax according to their insured value. Really. I believe that should be the way. If your insured value of your car is 100,000, you pay road tax according to 100,000. If your car's insured value is like my brick wagon, insured value 10,000, I pay road tax 10,000. That would be the best way. Because why am I paying almost 1,000 ringgit for my brick wagon's road tax every year? Because it's a 2.3. Why am I paying that much when somebody who's got a newer, more luxurious, much more expensive car, like a Mercedes-Benz 200 with a 1.5 turbo engine, paying only Vios road tax? It makes no sense at all. So I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, I'm sorry, because I needed to get that off my chest. Clive Barrington, I haven't seen an E23 in years. Go check out Thomas's channel. He just did a he did a E24 6 series, but the E23, yeah, I haven't seen one of those puttering around in a while. So maybe I'll try and find one to restore, because they're very, very nice cars. When they first came out, they were like freaking luxurious cars. But again, with a 2.8 liter engine, if I don't get classic road tax for that car, can you imagine an E23 728i, 1,600 ringgit a year on road tax for a really, really old car? I mean, you can probably buy an E23 that needs to be restored for about 1,600 ringgit. K1208. Hey, Chris, Beamer E39 or Benz W211? I can answer that straight away. Because I've never owned a 211, I would say get an E39. It's a very, very nice car. Go talk to Con, he's got two. I mean, how is that even possible? So yeah, go get an E39. It's a very rewarding car. One of my viewers in Johor actually bought the one that I found and did up a little bit, and very happy with it. Never owned a 211, so can't really comment on that. Krakon is asking, did you ever plan to get a track car? Oh, something unassuming and crazy. I had a track car. In the mid-90s, I had I shouldn't say. It was three of us. Hans Isaac, Harith Iskandar, and myself bought a Satria GTI race car, stripped out Satria GTI race car. And we used to hoon that thing on Batu Tiga racetrack. It was painted Italian colors for some reason. It was green, red, and white. And we used to hoon around the Batu Tiga racetrack just for fun. We just bought this car for fun. And we had illegal races on the Batu Tiga track with other cars. It was a lot of fun. Sadly, very sad story. The workshop that we were storing the car at, I'm not going to say which workshop, yeah? It's none of the workshops that I'm using now because it's closed down a long time ago. The workshop we were storing the car at was raided by the cops because we didn't know that this workshop was actually buying stolen cars and using stolen parts. So everything in the shop got confiscated, including our race car. Oh, what a sad day. What a sad, sad day. We could never get the car back. It was tricked out really well. I mean, it was a freaking Satria GTI race car. So I had a Satria GTI road car, then I had a Satria GTI race car. Anyway, I don't want to go in. I might cry, actually. Zhu Sheng, hi Chris, what's your thoughts about the ZC21 Swift 1.5? Are you talking about the Swift Sport? The older Swift Sport? Yeah, Ian Kong's got one. Yeah, son of the legendary YS Kong. Ian Kong's got one. He's never going to sell it. I've threatened him with bodily harm. He still won't sell it. I've threatened him with death. He still won't sell it. I've threatened his family. He still won't sell it. So, yeah. And that's saying how good it is. I don't think I need to elaborate. Okay. Theban is asking, what would be a newer car that you would buy other than a BMW E60 that you mentioned yesterday? Whoa, Theban, you were actually there. Yeah. I love the E60. It's no joke. Chris Bangle designed that E60 to last, to look good in 20 years' time, and I think he succeeded brilliantly. A new car that I would buy, I've not even considered any new car for such a long time that I can't even answer that question without really thinking about it. So maybe I'll answer you in my next new car review, if that's something I would consider buying. Okay. Trust GTR 33. Yes, the ZX is very awesome. It is. Handles like a dream. Yeah, with torsion beam suspension at the back. And it still handles like a dream. Absolutely. Clive is asking, isn't it hard to get parts for the Tiara? Yeah, I think so. I think it would be because it's a Citroen AX 1.0 underneath the skin. So yeah, it might be. Yeah, but you know what? If you can get parts for a Citroen ZX, which I'm sure Mike has been doing, I think you could still get them. Yeah, just on how to find. Right. Derek is asking, "Hey Chris, what's the next car in your mind right now?" Wow, good question. I have been toying. I'll admit, I have been toying with the idea of restoring a KE70, if only because it's rear-wheel drive, and because I've had one in the past. I know how good they are, but they are rust buckets. They're not cheap to restore. So again, with the KE70, Corolla KE70, get the one that you can find in the best condition, because especially one that's been stripped down and anti-rusted and painted again, those are the ones you should get, even if it's without an engine, because you can always plunk in a 4AGE. Evil laugh. Right, okay. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna get a KE70, right? A Peugeot 405 GTI, yeah. Did you know that the shock absorbers of a Peugeot 405 GTI are slanted in this way, or something like that? So brilliant. I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top now, yeah. So I'll get to you. Okay. Used Audi A3. You know what? No, not for a first-time car buyer. If you're a first-time car buyer, I would actually tell you to get something non-continental. Okay, unless of course your pockets are very deep, then of course. But if it's your first car and you're just starting out in life and you just got a job, and the last thing you want is to actually be indebted to your car, okay, you don't want to do that. HP Tan is here. Ooh, what do I think of a E34? Buy manual. E34 has got to be manual. I think it's the last series that you have to get a manual before it becomes, you must get an auto. Like the 7 series should be an auto, 6 series should be an auto. But the E34 is still from a time when it was ultimate driving machine, not sheer driving pleasure. So that car is fun if it's a manual. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Terry, oh my God, Terry. Yeah, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? You stumbled on my live stream. Thank you, bro. Terry and I go back a long time ago. I mean, Terry will probably remember me when I had hair. Okay, let's see. Get a drink, man. You've been talking nonstop for more than an hour. How long has this been going on? Yeah, an hour, 13 minutes. Yeah, taking your advice here. Bluish black. Oh, Mitish is asking, is an old BMW good as a first car? Depends on the BMW, bro. If you got something like Thomas's E30, yeah, it's going to teach you to either love the motoring scene or absolutely hate it. So it's not that bad. I've had an E30. It was actually one of the easier cars to maintain. Yeah, they're very, very reliable. They're very, very hardy. Right. Mahindran is asking on a 124. What are my thoughts on it? I think it's a wonderful car. I have one sitting right behind me right now as we speak. The 200 that I bought recently. The pig nose, yeah, first generation 124. First generation 124. Let that sink in a little while. That's the first generation 124, and it's still going strong. So they meet the meat. they made these cars to last, and it's proving itself very, very much that way. Yeah. Okay, Isaac. What did Hey, Chris, I gotta say that you are. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. But you know what? We're just one big happy family. We all have our own ways of doing things, so that's just the way it is. Let's see, moving on. Can't go wrong with the E39, Clive. Yes, you're right. They're bulletproof. And it's still a very nice car to drive. Really, really is. Really, really is. Mine was an auto. I don't think there are E39 manuals in Malaysia unless they're conversions, right? But mine was auto, and I still enjoyed it very, very much. All right. HP-based road tax would make it hard for car enthusiasts. Not horsepower. Insured value. Yeah, insured value. Yeah, so whole bunch of redacted messages here. What, were you guys scolding each other or what? Don't. Chill. Okay. Tommy, hi Chris. If I were to get a used Nissan Sentra 2010 versus a Toyota Altis 2008. Wait a minute. Sorry. Scrolled by itself. Altis versus Sentra 210 versus 2012. Any idea which is better for spare parts repair? As far as spare parts are concerned, the newer car is always going to be easier to get spare parts. I mean, that's across the board. Any car, the newer one is always going to be easier to get spare parts. So yeah, if you're worried about not being able to get parts, get the Altis, which is actually a very nice car. The Toyota Altis is a very underrated, very nice car. To me, it's only a slightly smaller Camry. Slightly. If you put a Toyota Altis, current generation, next to a first generation Camry, or the generation that we got here, they're about the same size. Really. Cars are getting bigger, and the Altis is a very, very nice car. Okay. Muhammad Akmal. Hi, Chris. Long time no see. What's up, bro? Want to ask you your opinion. What do you think about replacing my Civic FC to F33 series? Ooh. Can't answer that question, man. Only you can answer that question. I don't know what kind of driving you like. If you're a spirited driver all the time, and maybe based on your FC, maybe you are. Yeah, I think it will be a logical progression. However, always go and always try to test drive first. Yeah, you might actually hate it. And then you're gonna blame me for saying that, yeah, it's a logical upgrade. To me, it might be. To you, it might not. So always go and test drive first. Okay. Oh, sorry. Again, I clicked the wrong thing and it just went. Okay. All right. Hamidi is asking, what's my view on a 10-year-old Jaguar XJ? Stay far, far away. Unless you have a bank account to rival the Sultan of Brunei, don't touch old Jags or Daimlers. Okay, I had a Daimler a long time ago, 3.6. I have to say this without, getting palpitations. Water pump, 2,500 ringgit. Water pump, huh? Not engine. Huh? Okay. Unless you've got really deep pockets, stay away from Daimlers and Jags. I love the XJS. Remember the one that the Saint used to use? Not the P1800, which was Roger Moore Saint, but more the Ian Ogilvy Saint. Jaguar XJS, white. I love that car. A timeless machine. Beautiful. But I would never be brave enough to own one. Ever. No way. No way. All right. Keeping this moving along. All right. I see a K17 near where you're living. Oh, okay. Creative Sly Fox. Hacking immaculate condition. And I can't get it off my mind. Well, you can leave a note. Put it in a little piece of plastic so they know you're serious. Because if you leave a paper note, if it rains, gone. Put it in a piece of plastic, staple it nicely, draw a smiley face, and ask them if they want to sell it. You don't ask, you never know. Never ask, never know. So, right. Caitlin Hasty, is my Punto for sale? Oh, Caitlin, that's a very good question. I miss driving the Punto. I bought it strictly because it was Italian and it was drop the top. And unfortunately, the Punto is currently at another workshop, not Kenzone, because even Kenzone threw in the towel. Insofar as my low-end misfire was concerned, yes, the car has a terrible low-end misfire. And the brakes are not the best in the world. The brakes, you actually have to plan ahead before you hit the brakes. Like if you see something's going to happen, okay, plan ahead and then hit the brakes long before you show up, because the brakes are in really bad condition, and that's why I've not used it for a while. When I was using it though, it was just the most wonderful little thing I've ever owned. I still don't regret buying it, but keeping it running well is proving to be a bit difficult. And you know what is the funniest thing? The one thing I was really afraid of before I bought the Punto was that the powered roof would stop working, and it's a minimum about $5,000 to get fixed. And you know what? The roof is working fine. It's the rest of the car. Well, I wouldn't. No, I'm exaggerating. It's not the rest of the car. The rest of the car is pretty okay. It's just those two things: the brakes and the low end misfire. So it's at another shop now. Ken's friend actually, who has done Fiats in the past, newish Fiats, not like the 127 that Bobby has, and hopefully he can solve the problem. Really, it's come to a point where I'm breaking one cardinal rule. I've told him, no, I don't care how much it costs, just get it fixed. And it's probably going to cost a lot. Yeah, parts for that car are not cheap, because remember how I got all those engine mounts for my Saga and my Laser relatively cheap? Engine mounts for the Fiat Punto, 1,000 ringgit for three or four pieces, 1,000 ringgit. Yeah, so that's, yes. So I will let you know, Caitlin. If the car is ever up for sale, I will put it in my community section. So currently I have no plans to sell it though. I still love that car. And I'm hoping once interstate travel is allowed, I'm actually hoping to go back to Cherating and park the car on the beach and with the roof down, you know, wonderful, get my suntan going. Right, sorry. I'm missing a lot here. Okay, like I said, if I missed one of your comments because I'm scrolling, I'll get to it. All right, let's see. Bluish Black is asking if I would consider painting my next car bluish black. Why not, eh? Why not indeed? I've gone through a lot of colors already, so yeah, really. Just curious, K is asking, K1201, just curious, what do you do for a living? Bottom line, where do you get so... Excuse me, let's not discuss salaries here, yeah? I'm semi-retired. I'm doing this for a living now. Yes, pretty much. I am actually semi-retired. I'm 53 years old this year. So yeah, I'm semi-retired, and I've thankfully planned well beforehand, because I wanted to be retired by the time I'm 50. I overshot by 2 years. And so now I'm just doing what I love. Basically this. Okay, Bluish Black is asking again, FD2R or FK8R. You didn't join us a couple of days ago. We were talking about this. I think collectively we still love the FD2R, although the FD8R is fucking amazing. Really, really. Fong is asking, hi Chris, do you want to sell your Toyota Corona? Didn't you ask me this some time ago? I think, Fong, I distinctly remember somebody named Fong asking me if I wanted to sell one of my cars. I wasn't not sure if it was a Corona. It's up for grabs. You know, drop me an email if you're really serious. Chris@evomalaysia.com. I'll type it in here so that you know my email. In case you don't know, Chris@evo. Yes, I'm a hunter and a packer. You know how that sounds wrong. When I type, I hunt and pack. Okay. Oh, just missed that. Somebody was asking me something here, and I was reading it and it scrolled up. Thoughts on a Lancer GTE. Is that the first generation Lancer, or the one later? Because how many generations did they bring in? Anyway, you can't go wrong with the Lancer. It's a Mitsubishi. You can't go wrong with it. Really, can't. Go drive it. Test drive it first, and then you'd know. Okay. See, every time I release the mouse, it scrolls down again, and I miss a lot. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start reading again from where I typed in my email address. Yeah, Amirul, given the chance to own Mark 1 Boxster Z3, or stop right there. I'll take the Z3. Stop right there. I'm taking the Z3. One, because it's really rare, and two, because I love that hawk's beak front. Really, really love it. Lee, sorry, yes, I probably missed your comment. Thoughts about the W221 S320 CDI from 2007? Stay away. Stay away. You're talking about the W140, right? Yeah, okay. Again, no, I shouldn't say stay away, because I was considering that. I really like the 140, I do. But the things I've heard about maintenance and upkeep, it's very scary. It's very scary. And parts are getting hard to find for the W140. I know of people who have actually bought a 140, perfectly good 140, not in as good condition as the one they currently own. They bought it as a spare parts car. Okay. Okay. Moving along. Let's see. Accord 9 generation or Mark X. Mark X. Definitely go see the Mark X. Well, I'm not sure if it's Mark X or 10, Roman numeral for 10, but I think, yeah, go check that out. Nothing wrong with the 9th generation Accord. Okay, I love the Accord. I love the SM4. I have an SM4, but yeah, go check out the Mark X. I think it's a very underrated car. Okay. Right. Sylvans is saying same goes with the Pajero. Oh, can't wait to see it in action. Me too. I miss driving. All right. Okay. Moving. Yeah, there we go. Amiro just mentioned what I sort of said in passing. Any Merc with the ABC suspension, you should stay away unless you have big pockets. The Airmatic is very expensive. It's wonderful, but if it goes wrong, it's very expensive. A lot of S-Class owners have gotten rid of all four Airmatic front and rear and done a coil spring conversion for their car because they still love the car, and it's a lovable car. It's a lovely car. But if the Airmatic goes wrong, one side is almost 10 grand. So you got four corners there. That's like 40 grand. A coil spring conversion all around, you'll lose that magic carpet ride, of course, but you can still drive the car, but just on coil springs and shock absorbers, and a full four coil springs and shock absorbers. We call it the coil spring conversion, is like 5 grand or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, definitely. Okay. Alex is asking, is it worthwhile to get a year 2000 E46 328? I would love an E46 328 or even an E36 328, but I can't bring myself to pay 1,600 ringgit a year for road tax again. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And those cars are not going to be eligible for classic status for a long time to come. And don't forget, not all cars above 25 years old are eligible for classic status. It has to be an approved classic car. I mean, like a really bona fide classic car that's been deemed a classic by a registered classic car club in Malaysia. So it cannot be just any car, and it's got to be 100% original down to the rims, down to the rims. So if your E46 last time came with shitty 15-inch rims, you got to find those rims and put them back, because everybody who bought an E36 upgraded to 17s or 18s fail, straight up fail. If you've changed the steering wheel, fail. You can change the stereo. That's the only thing. Every other thing has to be original. They're very strict because you're only going to be paying 20% of the actual road tax, which is a huge savings, especially if you've got a very big CC old car, more than 25 years old. Right. Sep! Hey, what's up, Sep? Sep is another one of my biker friends. Yes, I'm still a biker. I still ride. And we haven't ridden together in a very, very long time. So he's asking here, where's the next destination? We got to go to Cherating, man. We got to go. I need vitamin C. So I want to drive and I want to ride. So somebody needs to drive my car while I ride my bike, and then somebody who's also a biker needs to jump on my bike while I drive my car. So there we go. I want to take both of them there. Really, I need to go and see the sea. I miss the beach. I really do. So Sep, yes, let's go riding. Okay. As a weekend car, the 328, yeah. If you can afford the road tax, if you don't mind paying it, yeah, definitely, for sure. Okay. Because you're only going to use it on weekends, so if you're worried about fuel consumption, and yes, it's a drinker, if you're only going to use it on weekends, go for it. Yeah. Kendrick is asking, is the SM4 for sale already? Well, I'm enjoying it right now. It's a wonderful car. It really is. It's so different from all my other cars because of the double wishbone suspension. It feels amazing. It really does. Even though it's an auto. Oh, shit. I have 3 auto cars now. Yeah, okay. The Mercedes, the Wajah, and the SM4 is auto. Yep, sorry, I only had 2. So is it for sale? I haven't decided yet. I'm really enjoying the car. I tell you what. If the Corona gets sold, I'm going to keep the SM4. If the SM4 gets sold, I'll keep the Corona. How's that? Wow. It's like car Russian roulette. Who's going to pull the trigger first? How's the Saga doing, Mithran? Saga is doing wonderful. Saga is so wonderful. It's one of those cars now that has become a PPG car, put petrol and go. It's so sorted, really sorted. And yeah, I might try and find it a new home because I've sorted out that car so well. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of the car that I want it to go to a good home. So maybe I'll let go of the Saga. Okay, let's see. Moving along here. Okay, moving down. Ethan is asking me what's my zodiac sign. I'm a Libra. Yeah, I'm the weighing scale. There you go. Umesh, thoughts on changing auto to manual? Yes. Don't go the other way around. Yeah, I'll unfriend you. Oh, by the way, speaking of, I have kind of like stopped using Facebook for a while, taking a social media break. So if anyone's has sent me friend requests and stuff like that, I've not seen it. So just taking a break from social media. I am still on Instagram though. Follow me on Instagram. I'm sorely tempted to shut down my Facebook page for a while because very rarely use it. Oh, Andrew is asking for Puspacom B5 cert. Must the air conditioning be fully functional? No, no. The aircon is not an integral part of the car. In fact, cars used to be sold without air conditioning here in Malaysia when it was slightly cooler. It was a cost option. Air conditioning was a cost option. Yes, I come from a time when air conditioning was a cost option. Now it's standard for all cars. You cannot drive without AC. But no, for a B5 name transfer, they don't care if the aircon is working or not. In fact, for a B5 name transfer, they don't even start the car. If you're doing a B2 name transfer, everything's got to be working. Yeah, a B2 inspection comes after 3 years of the car not having road tax. Legit road tax for 3 years has stopped. You need to get expired, sorry, not stopped. You need to get a B2 inspection, and that's when they check everything. Even the horn needs to be working. Yeah, because they're making sure the car is totally roadworthy. Lights, wipers, signal, horn, everything has to be working. I don't think they'll fail you if the stereo is not working. And you know what? Come to think of it, I'm not even sure right now whether they check the aircon or not. I don't think so. I don't think they check the aircon for a B2 inspection, but they will check all the mechanical and electrical stuff. And because aircon falls under electrical, maybe they will. I don't think so, but I think maybe they will. Who knows? Okay. Okay, Fizan's asking thoughts about the current Mazda 3 liftback, or the for the long run, especially with the RV and the aesthetic value. Aesthetic value is entirely up to you, yeah. Okay, and 5 to 10 years later, will it still be a hit and a car? Who's to say? Who's to say? Some of my friends and I just realized now that we really think that the Fiat Multipla is a very good-looking MPV. Yes, I said Fiat Multipla. How would we know? Who's to say, man? Chris Bangle designed the E60 to look good in 20 years, and it still does. I don't know about the Mazda 3. Who's to say? Who's to say, really? Have I driven a what? Proton Chancellor before? Yes. Yes, the rarest Proton of all. It's basically it's basically a Waja with a 2-liter V6 engine, just as how the 1.8 was a Renault engine. Yeah, the Waja Chancellor. Did you know at one time it was the most expensive Proton you could buy? 135,000 ringgit for a Waja. Yeah, crazy. Aero Blitz is asking, speaking of wheel size, 15-inch on a Wira with bigger tires than stock 13-inch of, you know what? General rule of thumb, 1 inch up. That's it. If you're 15, you can go to 16. If you're 13, you can go to 14. Who does 13 anymore? If you're like 16, you can go to 17. But if you're going to go 2 inches up, it's going to, to me, it throws off the dynamics, the handling dynamics of the car. So you got to be very, very careful about that. Safely 1 inch up, not a problem. Okay, moving along. Sorry. The Fiat Multipla is one looking, yeah, but now it's a head turner because it's hard to find. True. And you know what? When you're driving it, you can't see what it looks like. So it's okay. And it drives really well. Okay. Bang, boleh berikan see? The moment I start reading it, it went up. Okay, boleh berikan pandangan dan perbezaan di antara wajah MMC dan wajah CPS Premium. Terima kasih. Sama-sama. They're basically the same car, but one has the Mitsubishi powertrain and the other one has the Proton powertrain. Con had the one with the Proton powertrain and he was very, very happy with it. I have the one with the Mitsubishi powertrain and I'm very, very happy with it. So it's personal choice, personal taste, entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. Which one do you like, since you are considering buying it? Yeah. Again, Arif has pretty much asked the same question, and I've just pretty much answered it. Oops, sorry. Johan, SR20 Turbo and Vitara can. You, naughty fella, go ahead. Okay. What's Lelouch 5001? Hey Chris, bro, what is your passion towards manual or auto? Because Proton and facelift might be also stop manual production. Yeah, so sad. I just take up a loan for a Proton Persona manual, but no longer have stock. Oh dear, they sold out the manuals before you could get yours. That's a very, very sad story. Yeah, sadly. I think it's not to say our fault, but it's also our fault. Malaysians have gone nuts for auto, and based on the traffic conditions, and if you work in the city, there's no valid, justifiable reason for you to buy a manual, because an auto is so much more convenient. And because of this, less and less people are buying auto manuals. So not just Proton, but all kind of manufacturers just started offering autos instead of manuals. And manuals are dying a slow death, really. And they're not going to be relived anytime soon unless they're really, really specialist enthusiast cars. You can get manuals out there, Civic Type R, for example, but they're also very expensive, brand new. I wish Proton would come back with the Iris Premium manual. I test drove Hazery's previous generation, and it's a lovely car to drive. Coupled with Proton's ride and handling, which, like I said earlier, they learned a lot from Lotus. It's a brilliant car, and I wish they would come back with it. But the demand is me and maybe about 5 other or 6 other 10 people out there, and that's not justification enough to start an entire production run just for a few people who are going to buy them, few mad people like us, right? Okay, let's go. I have to move up again. A lot of Vishal is asking, productions, when am I going to buy an Audi? You know what? I was considering getting an Audi a long time ago, but the one that I want is getting increasingly hard to find. The one that I really want is impossible to find. But stay tuned. Never know. I never say never. But we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah. Aaron Un is asking, should I add power steering to my Viva? Estimated cost is about 1K. That's entirely up to you. If you can live without power steering, I've got a Saga and I've got a Daihatsu Charade without power steering. The trick is to actually move a little bit before you turn the steering wheel. If you try and turn the steering wheel while you're standing still, it's very difficult. Move a little bit and turn. You suddenly feel like you got power steering. Okay, so and make sure your tires are properly inflated for a car without power steering. Proper tire inflation and maybe 1 or 2 psi above makes a heck of a lot of difference. Yeah. Okay. So good. You're talking among yourselves. Good. Nice to see that. All right. Johan is asking, Iris 1.3 manual or 1.6 CVT? Tweet. Sorry. Manual, man. Never ask me whether I prefer a manual or a CVT, yeah? Because I will never like a CVT. Oh, I should qualify that. I love the CVT that's in my scooter. And that's the only place I love it. Okay. So here we go. Muhammad Ibrahim, I used to have a Fiat Brava 1.8 manual. Whoa, brother, so did I. Is that the two-door or the four-door? Because I had the four-door. Okay, used to use it when going up to Kedah, drove it all the way to and fro work site, 91 kilometers one way every day. Never gave me any major problems. You are so lucky. You're so lucky. My Fiat Brava tried to kill me twice, and that's why I sold it. Brakes failed on me twice. So yeah, check your brakes. Make sure they're in optimum condition. Anthony John, what do I think of a Ford Focus 2016? If you can find the TDCi one, even better. Yeah, did you know that car came with a turbo diesel engine? Yeah, that's that would be a nice car to get. But then again, Ford parts are not cheap, yeah? And it's one of the main reasons why I didn't buy a Mondeo. Mondeos are cheap now. Very affordable and it's a lot of car for that kind of money. But the parts price, wow, crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, don't. So which of my Andrew is asking, which of my Sorry, again, it went like that. And now I've lost it. I've lost it. It's completely gone. Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, I've lost it. Just like that. Boom, just like that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm driving a Toyota. AJQ is driving a Toyota Camry 2.4V. Nice. Notice that the service is expensive. Is that normal? No, shouldn't be that expensive. Shouldn't be that expensive. It's Camry. It shouldn't be that expensive. Right. Oops. Sorry, something's getting in my way. Wait, let me just take a quick drink here. Okay, moving along. Let's speed this up. 33 million views. You have 33 million views. Okay. Hi, Chris. Not a question, just letting you know that I'm a huge fan. Oh, thank you, man. Followed you since your magazine days. Yeah. Oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Gone full digital since then. Muhammad Ibrahim, Italian cars have character. Either you love them or you hate them. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You're going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's going to put you off cars. It's going to turn you into a biker. You're not going to want to have a car again in your life. Thanks for the insight. Planning to bolt on a turbo to my car. Will insurance reject my claim if it's involved in an accident? Is the car under warranty? Because if it is, definitely rejecting of claim. I'm not sure. Maybe you want to check because you're actually modifying a car to the point where it is more powerful than what the manufacturer made it for. Don't forget, when a car manufacturer makes a car with 100 bhp, everything else around that car, brakes, suspension, chassis rigidity, whatever, wheels, tires, everything that the manufacturer does is made for 100 bhp. Okay, you go and bolt on a turbo and suddenly your car is doing 150, 170, 180 bhp or whatever, with how many stages and what psis and all that. You are actually making the car more dangerous, because it was never meant to handle that kind of power. It was meant to handle this kind of power. So yes, for one thing, it will confirm void your warranty if it's still on it. And maybe it might actually, insurance companies, they're very fast to take your money, very slow to pay out. Anything they can do to stop paying out, they will. This is a business. It's a business. So don't flout your rights. Be very careful. You might want to ask your insurance company about that. Okay. 1980s Nissan Patrol. I love the Patrol and the Safari. Couldn't find it, so bought a Pajero instead. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. 3.3 diesel is going to be very expensive road tax, I think. Yeah, so be careful on that. For that matter, the Pajero is a bit of a drinker. Thank God it's not my day-to-day car. It's not my daily driver. It was never meant to be my daily driver. I knew about the fuel consumption, or rather the bad fuel consumption of this car. It's a 2.5 liter petrol engine. And I knew about that, but I also knew I was not going to use the car daily. I was only going to use it for off-road. And so it's been okay. But I can envision that if I were to go long distance, like maybe to drive to Penang or something, I might not be able to make it on one tank of gas. So yeah. Okay. Because it's a drinker. Yeah. Here we go. Andrew's asking, which of your classics are not for sale? That's a good question. Which car would I not part with? I think definitely the Alfetta is definitely a keeper for me. Everything else is up for negotiation, I guess. It depends. Again, like I said, who I sell to is often or mostly more important than what I sell for in terms of price. So if I know my car is going to go to a good home and it's going to be used well and by someone who loves it and treasures it, yeah, we can always talk. I'm very happy when my cars go to good homes, and so far, I think all of them have. So good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Gary's asking what happened to the good condition W210 you tested some time ago and you bought the W124 instead. Oh, that wasn't for sale. The 210 I tested wasn't for sale. It was just a used car review. And one of it belonged to Ken and the other one belonged to somebody else. My friend Alex. Yeah, I decided not to sell it. So you see, that's the thing about a W210. It's such a nice car and it's over-engineered as well. One of the last really built like a tank Mercedes-Benz is that people who have them very rarely sell them, and they keep them in really, really good condition. And so yeah, struck out twice. The first one wasn't for sale, the second one was, and then suddenly it wasn't. So there you go. Hi, Chris. Do you check back with the owners of your old cars that you saw? I keep in touch. Definitely, I keep in touch with a lot of them. Yeah, I do. I do. And every once in a while, they will message me and say, tell me how the car is going, and that's wonderful. I love that. I absolutely do. Um, so yeah. Okay. Alistair. Hi, Chris. I'm from Kuching. Hi. Hello from Peninsula Malaysia. What do you think about Toyota Harrier first generation? Get it, get it, get it. I've never heard any horror stories about the Toyota Harrier or AKA RX 300 Lexus. Um, really, never heard any horror stories. People who have it love it. Muhammad Arif, I own a 2.2 Camry XV20 petrol, but the fuel killed my money. Sorry to hear that because I like the Camry. I really do. Okay, Hong Mi. How much do I make on? Sorry, I'm just pouring some water here. How much do I make on YouTube? Okay, good question. Very little, very little. YouTube has never paid me enough to actually buy a car. Yeah, really, they haven't. You can only monetize your videos after a certain number of subscribers and after a certain number of airtime, and you get paid. I don't get a salary from YouTube. Basically, how YouTube pays you is by the ads that appear on your video. So, like before my video starts, sometimes you'll have like a 5 or 8 second ad. I get money from there, and then sometimes one my video, another ad will come in. I get a little bit of money from there. And when I say money, I'm talking about cents per second or minute. And then it's cumulated, and they won't pay you until you've made at least $100 US. And then they will release the payment. So 100 USD is what, 300 and 400. Okay, let's say 400 ringgit. So yeah, from my videos, I get about 400 ringgit. And okay, that pays for petrol, one tire. So yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Okay. Jun is asking 4A GE versus VTEC. Whoa. I'm old school, man. I'll go for the 4A GE. Did you know that it's one of the 10 best engines ever produced in the world? The 4A GE. All right. Oh, you have a Zhusheng, you have a one C124 300 CE24V. Yes, hold on to it. Hold on to it. Those are increasing in value. Second only to the convertible, which is even harder to find. So the coupe 124 is a definite. And you know what? Don't let it rot. Even if it's not being used, right? Don't let it rot. Park it in the shade. Keep it running. That always helps. And you'll be amazed that just by basic maintenance, how much that car will be worth in future, if it's not already. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. See, got buyer already. Eddie Chua is asking how much you want for it. But since you asked me first, send me an email. Tell me first. Reyes was Reyes. Hi Chris, I'm just curious, how old are you exactly? No, none taken. I'm very proud of my age. I'm 52 years old, 53 this year. I'm 52, 53 this year. So yeah. And would you compare a Pajero to a Defender? Okay, again, Japanese, Continental, big difference in terms of ownership, not just experience, but upkeep. Yeah, be very careful with older generation Continental SUVs like the one you just mentioned. They're very expensive to maintain. Very parts are very expensive already straight away. Okay, Chris, Jeremy is asking, do you have a reputable workshop for an E36? Every single BMW of mine has been taken care of by Kenzone. Go to them. Really, that's all I can say. Talk to Ken. Clive is giving me an update. There's an original Bluebird Muda, and it's manual. Okay, I shall go and check it out after this. Okay. What do I think of an F30 BMW 4 years old car sub 100K? Goodbye. I cannot comment on this. One, I've never owned it. Two, it's still too new to be considered a Weevil or for me to even consider. So I would say go check it out. And if you like it and if you have the means, by all means. That's what I say. But we roll the dice on everything. Every single car we buy, even if it's a brand new car, we roll the dice. Yeah, don't make no mistake. Things can go wrong. and invariably they will. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Johanna's asking Pajero versus Vitara. What are my thoughts? I tell you what, Joe, we'll answer that when we go off road, okay? And then we'll see what's what. No, that wasn't a challenge. That was just an invite. Okay. Am I using two headphones? Don't headphones come in pairs? Yeah. Left, right. Why? So yeah, I am. Okay. Uh, Kevpo, did you ever have any cars that you got stolen or something that to an extent? No, but I got a bike stolen from me. My first bike, a Honda Raider 135cc in the 80s, late 80s. I got it stolen, and that was a horrible, horrible experience. Yeah, I hope and pray none of you ever go through that experience of having a vehicle stolen from you. It's terrible. It's really, really terrible. Right. Okay. Where we go? Oh, so there we go again. Boom. It just sorry. 1 second, yeah, guys. I lost where I went off. I lost where I went off, and I have Kenzone is in SS6. Look them up on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook. Yeah, Marketplace. Yeah, look at Facebook Marketplace or Google. You can find them. Would you wash your own car or pay someone to do it? Okay, to be honest, I hate washing cars. I'm not like Thomas. I hate washing cars. And I would rather just pay 10 ringgit and get it washed in vacuum. But because car washes are all closed, I have to wash my own car. And yeah, so now recently I have been washing my own car. Okay. Aiman, Sanusi, a Perudo Klisa. Yes, why not? Very nice car, despite what Clarkson did to it. It's a very nice car and a very good run around. If you can find a manual variant, in fact, Joan and I were talking about this the other day. A Kalisa 1 liter engine into my Daihatsu Charade. Oh my God. I would love to do that. And because it's only 100cc difference in terms of 993cc to 1 liter, JPJ will approve it. So never know. I might. All right. How often do I change engine oil, Anthony? Every 5,000 kilometers without fail. Every 5,000 kilometers without fail. Right. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back down to the bottom. I'm back down to the bottom. Here we go. Sorry, I lost a lot. So please forgive me. We've got 9 minutes to go because I said I was going to keep this within 2 hours. We've got 9 minutes to go. So I'm going to kind of try and get through this as quickly as possible. Don't forget to go to my cousin's cafe. Yeah? Here we go. Victor is asking, what would I recommend to buy for a fresh graduate budget of 50, 80K? Fresh graduate and your budget is 50 to 80K? Get out of here, Vic. Go buy yourself a KE70 or a Nissan Sunny. That should be your first car. Use the rest of your money to buy a house. Invest in property, okay? Because if you cannot invest in cars. Cars will depreciate the moment you drive out of the showroom. Go and buy some property. Kuganes Warren is asking about the Mazda 3 MPS, one of my favorite cars. By all means, if you find a good one, most of those cars have been trashed to death because they're so much fun and so powerful. So try and find a good one that's been well maintained with the service history and buy it. You will not regret. The Mazda MPS is wonderful. Or like Laxman says, get a Mini R56. Vishal's asking me what's the most expensive car I've ever owned. Owned or bought for cash? That would be my E24 635 CSI. I bought it for 30,000 30,000 cash, which I carried in a bag, and I gave the seller the bag as well. So yeah, that is the most expensive I've ever gotten. Not, of course, car loans. Yeah, if you're talking about car loans, then the Satria GTI is the most expensive car I've ever bought in '98, and that was my last new car, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions? Because I see you guys are talking among yourselves, which is great. Yeah, this is like a chit-chat, get-together session. You guys can talk among yourselves, which is wonderful. Jeremy, hi Chris, I would like to know your thoughts on an E38. Oh, the one that Pierce Brosnan used in one of his Bond movies. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. 740, but the road tax is just gonna kill you. 728 road tax makes a bit more sense. 2.8, 1,006 a year. Um, it's not gonna blow your socks off in terms of performance, but it's so luxurious. And if you just want to cruise, definitely. Hi, Chris. What would you think of a Z4? Yes, definitely a Z4 weekend car is perfect. It's a wonderful weekend car actually, and a pretty good daily driver. My cousin lent me his for 2 weeks, and I was using it daily, and it was wonderful, really, really wonderful. I have a Saga BLM manual accelerator pedal. Is too sensitive at neutral. Behaves normal when engaged in gear. Is that normal? Wow. Is it possessed? I don't know. Take it over. Let Ken's crew have a look at it. Never know. It could be just a position, throttle position, whatever it's called. Could be wrong. You never know. All right. Ditto. Hey, Chris. Love watching all your restoration project. Thank you. What happened to the Civic EF? That was not my car. That car was for sale, and somebody bought it in 48 hours. It's gone. I don't know what's happened to it. Right. Eddie, what's my thoughts on a rotary engine? It's the Wankel rotary is one of the most impressive, most amazing feats of engineering, motoring engineering that has ever been ever come across. So yeah, they're wonderful. To see a rotary engine working is like poetry in motion, really. Tune Lao? What's my opinion on the Lexus LS 400 versus 140? Wow, what a wonderful choice to have. Aren't we lucky to have these kind of choices? And they're kind of affordable right now. Okay, road tax aside, right? Let's not talk about road tax. Car alone, go check out the Lexus. Go check out the Lexus. That car was built, the LS400 was built specifically to dethrone the Mercedes-Benz 126 as the best car in the world. Okay, the Japanese made it perfect. And it's one of those cars which, when I had it on review, I put the most mileage on it. I drove 1,500 kilometers in an LS400 because I just didn't want to stop driving. It was that wonderful. I circumvented Malaysia, East-West Highway, the old East-West Highway, NKVE, up down to Johor, across Mersing, up through to Kuantan via the coastal road, across the old East-West Highway, back down again, 1,500 kilometers. And the car it was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so we're getting down to the last few minutes. I'm going to take a few more questions. I think I got a flash earlier that somebody asked what I'm going to do this weekly or not. I don't think I'm going to do this weekly because I think you'll get sick of seeing my face. As and when I decide to do it, maybe once every 2 weeks, if that's okay with you guys, I'll give you a heads up. I'll put it in my community section that I'm going to go live, so that if you miss it, that's sorry. I've given you a heads up already. So maybe once or twice a month, something like that. Kay is asking, hi, am I Chinese or Chindian? Yes, I am Chindian. My father is Chinese. My late father is Chinese. My mom is Portuguese, Indian. Yeah, see, I'm answering personal questions as well. Yep. Reyes is asking, which is your pick? Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione, Alfa or Aston Martin DBS in silver. No brainer. I would take the Alfa Romeo 8C. It's just that car doesn't have to move. I don't even need to drive it. I just need to park it in my porch and look at it. And the same for the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante. I don't have to drive it. I just have to park it there and look at it, and I'll be so happy. Yep. Muhammad Zairin, yes, I still have my Sim VTS. It's Old Faithful. It's still running very strong. I've actually put more mileage on that Sim VTS than I have for any of my cars. It was my runaround because it's frugal and it's easy to park and it's easy to maneuver and it's easy to squeeze through traffic, But I do use the bike lane if there is one. Just picking up now, yeah. I'm just picking up, and we'll see. Kristan is asking what happened to my Fiat Punto earlier. I did mention it's at a workshop to sort out a low-speed misfire and also the brakes. The brakes aren't so great, yeah. Okay, let's go. I love this interactive session. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you for joining. DB5 or 2000 GT? 2000 GT. Sorry, Johan. I know you're enamored and in lust with that DB5, with the DB5, but 2000 GT for me, definitely. Oh, and speaking of cars, look what I found hiding in the back of far away. Check that out. So yeah, I was gonna do an unboxing, but we've come to 2 hours already, and so I'll just do one. This is one of my all-time favorite old school Japanese cars. It's a 243, of course, from 1970, and yeah, this is the one that got away. In case you were interested, I had the opportunity to actually buy one of these for in the mid 90s. I can't believe it. It hurts me to say, for 19,000 ringgit. And of course, I couldn't afford 19,000 ringgit cash. So the seller actually said, it's okay. You pass me 10 grand cash and 9 post-dated checks for 1,000 ringgit each. And this could have been mine. And I passed up. I passed up on it because it was just too much to pay 1,000 ringgit a month when you're making only about 1,000 ringgit a month. So I said, like I said, never be in debt to your car, yeah? And so I passed up on it. And in retrospect, I guess it was the wise thing to do. But I have always regretted it. I could have had this. And he gave me first refusal. And when I said I couldn't, I really wanted to, but I couldn't, he sold the car to an Australian expat who took it back to Australia. Yeah, and it was gone. So this is the one that got away. It was red. And yeah. Later, I heard he entered it into a classic car race in Australia and crashed it. So, yeah, not too happy about it. I was going to do an unboxing of these as well, but I've kind of lost track of time. So maybe in my next video, I shall do an unboxing of some of these. Check that out. That's my Ferrari F40, which is from a very, very long time ago. Then this is the Mercedes-Benz 380 SEL. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. These are quite old. Okay, the newer ones is this, the 280 SEL, the older one. What I mean by newer is just got it. This is from the classics collection, and I'm still very enamored by this. Yeah, I got the red pig. Check it out. Finally, the AMG that started it all. They call this the red pig because somebody commented when they you know what, AMG actually raced this car. And when people saw it, they said it's going to handle like a pig around this track. And so they called it the red pig. There you go. I don't have a red pig, but I got a pig nose. One W124 outside. And the car that got me really, really interested in convertibles is this. And this one has never been outside its box, okay? So this is a very quick unboxing, which I shall do off camera. So I'll let you see the car in stages. Here it comes. So the air inside here is still CBU from Japan. No, actually it's CBU from Germany, because this is a, check that out. Elvis Presley had one of these. This is the 507 Cabriolet, and the box is now coming off. Check that out. This is the 507 Cabriolet from BMW. Smells like sauerkraut. Smells German. It smells like Wiener Schnitzel. But there we go. There she is. So yeah, this is the car. This is my favorite convertible. And I've never seen one here in Malaysia. Tell me in the comments if you've ever seen a 507 convertible in Malaysia. I've never seen one in Malaysia, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is the car that got me interested in convertibles, actually. And not knowing that I would never be able to afford one, even if they were available in Malaysia, I decided to buy a Fiat Punto because I just wanted to experience what it's like to drop the top. And I guess that's why I bought the Pajero as well, because I wanted to experience 4x4 again. So yeah, there you go. If you ever wanted to know what was my favorite convertible, this is it right here, the 507. Okay, I know I didn't look at the comments, and I'm sure I've missed a few, but it's time to go. Oh, and a shout out to Johan for getting this for me. Check this out, guys. Check it out. It's a Pajero Evo. Yes, I know it's not the Pajero that I bought. This is the Pajero Evo, but it's gorgeous. And this is the two-door variant that they Paris-Dakar in. It says Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution number 208, Granada, Dakar, 1999. So thank you, Johan, for picking this up for me, and much appreciated. Yes, I still do collect models. Maybe my next live session, I'll do it from my den, so you can see my collection at the back. If you're into model cars, we can talk about those. We can talk about rail cars as well, with the backdrop of my models at the back. And yeah, very nice, very detailed, very detailed. You can even read the I'm not sure if this cam is actually picking it up, but you can actually read the stickers on it, even the small ones down at the side. And if you look very carefully inside, you can actually see the dials, and you can actually see the instrument cluster. So these are very detailed, very detailed models. There you go. There you go. Can you see it? You can see the switches. You can see the switches on the dashboard. So yes, I love Hot Wheels, but now I'm getting into these very detailed models. These are not toys. It actually says so. It comes with a nice card backdrop thing. It actually says so at the back. It says not collectors item, for collectors only, not for children. So yeah, getting into that. But you know what? Knowing me, I'll still buy Hot Wheels because I can't resist. I can't resist Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels is irresistible, and they're so cheap, like 10 ringgit for Hot Wheels. So definitely yes. Anyway, that's it. Sorry, gone over 2 hours. Yeah, because I wanted to do that. So 5 minutes of that, and the rest of it just me rambling. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I will see if these comments are available offline later, and I'll try to answer them. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. It's been fun. 2 hours. Yeah. So killing time during MCO. Please stay safe out there. The numbers were dropping for a while, and they've gone back up again today. Sadly, they were below 6K. They've gone up to above 6K again today. A little piece of good news: the infectivity rate has gone down for 3 days in a row, and that's wonderful news. Small wins, yeah. But please keep in touch. Be well. Yes, stay safe, all of you, and thank you so much for joining me. We'll do this again. We'll do this again for sure. Okay. You all take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.